one. Good evening and welcome to Monday night's normal promo for The Masked Cricketer. Obviously, last week we had good old Ryan Sidebottom on, who was tremendous fun. I thought it was one of my favourite ones, actually. I thought he was great entertainment. And of course, it was all down to the technology of this hat, made courtesy of Blue Peter. This was one I made earlier. And we got the signal through, so we had no hiccups with technology at all, down to that technology, which was brilliant. But if you didn't watch last week, you can do that and watch it back on our YouTube channel. It's well worth it because it was great fun. Even the mask itself was absolutely phenomenal. We've got another first tomorrow. We've also got a first tonight. We've got a special guest coming on and talking a little bit about the Lord's Taverners and one or two things locally as well. And really looking forward to another exclusive really tomorrow from a different angle yet again, I think, for the Masked Cricketer. So another first, I think it is. Actually, so I think that will be well worth tuning in at 7:00, Facebook Live and YouTube tomorrow evening. Kieran, so over to you.
Yeah, it's pleasing to see we got lots of concurrent viewers despite the mighty Tottenham playing at the moment. So hello to everybody that's watching. It's great to see you. Thank you.
Certainly.
Thank you for joining us for this promo. Really good of you to be with us. Before we start, Daryl, we got a little bit of a telling off last week from somebody in one of the groups that follows us, a young man by the name of Sakar Tendulkar, who sent us a message to say, can you please not tell us who the Masked Cricketer is after you've done it, because I want to watch it back and play along. So we have learnt our lesson. We don't just throw this together. We do throw this together. Come on, Darryl.
Yes, I was so impressed.
Okay. So, Sakar, thank you very much for your feedback. Please, guys, if you have got feedback for us, good or bad, please do let us know. If we can improve the show in any way, we're very open to that.
We can definitely improve it.
Yeah, good point. We can improve it. Yeah, we certainly can. But no, genuinely, guys, if you've got any feedback, just send us a message. Any ideas, any suggestions that you'd like to bring in, any questions, ahead of the time. So if you've got sort of general questions you want to ask, then please do. It's really good every week. We get guesses beforehand, which is great. We've had, as you know, some really good guests on this series so far. This is episode 5 of series 2 tomorrow. That makes it 20, Daryl. We've had 20 guests. So it's pretty impressive. I'm quite pleased with that. I'm sure you are too. So, so we're looking forward to tomorrow. It'll be another angle. We think it's going to be another cracker. We've got, I think, after tomorrow, we've got the whole of November. I think our last one of this series is the 1st of December, I think. And then possibly we may be coming back for a little Christmas special, perhaps.
Christmas special. What are we like?
I wonder what you'll be dressed up as for a Christmas special.
I don't know. Got a couple of options.
Wes Spearman, our number one fan, thinks it's already reached its peak, but no, Wes, it hasn't. Trust me, we've got some crackers coming up. We really have. I know we say it every week, but we have got some crackers coming up between now and the end of this series. So,
Wes, Braxton and Muttley are coming back strong, mate. Come on.
So, without further ado, just as always, a little mention of our supporters and sponsors. So, as you can see up in the top right-hand corner, we've got a little graphic now for Sports Shots. Andy Bone at Sports Shots, who very kindly wrote an article about us, made us sound really good, Daryl, which was quite funny. Made us sound almost professional, but a lovely article. Thank you again, Andy and Lorna, for that article. We're really, really pleased with that. And they're sharing our content as well, which is lovely. And please go to Sports Shots, as you can see there, www.sportshots.org.uk. They're a great resource. They cover local grassroots sport where the Oxford Mail and others, sadly, through no fault of their own, are starting to struggle a little bit. And that's no dissing of the Oxford Mail or any other local news. Ultimately, it's just a sign of the time. So Sports Shots is your one-stop shop, shall we say? That's a lot of words beginning with S there, isn't it? But
quite well.
Thank you very much. Yeah, a bit of a tongue twister there. Also, obviously, our two primary sponsors. So Paul Humphreys from Pop Activation, there he is. Thank you, Paul, as ever. Your support is gratefully appreciated. And Graham Woodward from Great Minds. What are you doing, Daryl? Graham Woodward from Great Minds. He has provided the prize every week. And yet again, last week, Daryl, we had another new winner last week. So it just goes to show we don't just have one or two viewers. We actually have a few.
Actually, the trouble is they're all from my club. People will be saying, what's going on?
Club, are they? They're not all from your club or your family.
It's family or club, yeah. You know.
I mean, Mark Reed, to be fair, Mark Reed keeps trying every week. He's getting closer and closer with his guesses, even though he guesses the day before. So is he going to guess one correctly on the night before and win a bottle of wine? I reckon he's got a chance. Think outside the box, Mr. Reed. Think outside the box. And if you get a chance, guys, to have a look at his podcast, Beat the First Man. If you look at that on YouTube, it's a really good podcast. It's a football podcast. He's a Leeds fan, which is, we're not going to hold that against him, but it's a really good podcast, actually. And again, something worth watching whilst we're all semi-locked down. So without further ado, I think, Daryl, I'll hand back to you. I've just got a spider crawling all over me. I'll hand back to you. And I think we've got a bit of a Halloween special tomorrow. Is that right?
Halloween special, Halloween special, definitely tomorrow. It's going to be interesting, actually, of what this particular host may be wearing. Actually, quite pleased with it this week. Worth tuning in for that, I reckon. And there might be, at the end of this promo, another first for the Masked Cricketer that we'll announce at the end of the promo. That'll be interesting. But I'd like now to bring on our what do we call him? Guinness carrier.
Definitely Guinness carrier. He's not a Guinness buyer, really. He doesn't buy drinks for anybody.
No, that's true. Oh, he's not happy. He's not happy. Let's bring him on. It's Mervyn Ramsey from the Lord's Taverners. Welcome. How are you?
Evening, chaps. No, all very good. All very good. Yeah, survived 10 days up in the Scotland down to across the country down to Snowdon and Scarfell Pike and all that stuff. That was brilliant.
But to be fair though, Lloyd said that you were just in the hotel and he was doing all the climbing, and you were down at the hotel having Guinness all the time.
Of course, yeah. Someone has to be on the ground, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking after the comms. Merv, weren't you?
Yeah, I was in charge of comms. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, it was a tremendous event, wasn't it? And a tremendous achievement from Lloyd. I mean, what was it like? Seeing him coming down off these peaks each time. What was the emotion?
It was actually amazing, and no disrespect to Lloyd, he's not the fittest guy in the world. I just don't know how he did it. I mean, you got 60 pounds of weight on your head and your neck in itself. Just that, walking up these ridiculous peaks. Fantastic support crew. He just kept saying, I can't let everybody down. I've got to keep going. And the biggest thing is that he said if he'd have gone and actually looked at what he was going to do, he would never have done it.
Fair play.
Sounds very similar to something that Daryl's going to be doing. You know, if he looks out of that plane, he won't do it. So
I've got a plan, Merv. I've got this plan that when I come to do it, that I just look out. I don't look down. I just look out. I'm quite happy pretending I'm looking out of a plane window. Quite happy with that. It might be a bit breezier, I expect, but that's what I'm going. I'm focusing on just looking out and then just falling, I suppose.
I've done it, and it was really bizarre because going up there, as you just climb, you know, because they go run it to get, and you're etc. And that point when you're, you know, you're strapped on, as it were, and you look out and you think, oh, and then before you know it, on the ground, but hopefully in one piece,
like that,
not spread over Oxfordshire.
It reminds me of those cartoons when you're in the ground and indentation.
It's just well, I'm sure it'll be a pleasurable experience.
Daryl, I was watching a video
back because I've done it, but you know, good luck.
I was watching a video back, Daryl, the other day of Felix Baumgartner, who did the parachute jump from outer space. I'm thinking that's your next challenge. So go up in sort of 135,000 feet up and jump from space. That'd be good. He hit the speed of sound before his parachute opened.
Yeah, I'd probably still hear you talking, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
From that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, I don't know. I think I might need training for that, though, Kieran. Somehow.
I think you might.
Anyhow, Daryl, leading the witness. I mean, I think you must talk about that video that's popped out this afternoon on.
Absolutely.
With Richard.
Yeah, Richard Giles. He's come across really well on that. It's a Lord's Taverners video. It's about the Super Ones in Oxfordshire. Young Crew is on there as well, and George and Damon on there as well. It's and young. I have to mention Charlotte Hayes as well, because she's the assistant to Richard and is doing a great job actually helping him out on the coaching front. And I remember the story about Charlotte's great because I remember coaching her on Chance to Shine when I first started doing coaching, and she was at Chesterton Primary School. So it's a nice little story that, you know, she's gone from, you know, being in the Chance to Shine program to actually coaching in disability cricket. I think it's a really nice. It's a nice story,
and that's what it's all about.
I've got to say as well, Daryl, young Noah in that video, he hits the ball really hard. That was really impressive. I was very impressed with his hand-eye coordination and hitting that ball. So
I did know
he could probably hit it further than Daryl.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
And he don't block it. So absolutely superb, for sure. But yeah, no, I mean, if you haven't seen it, go on Facebook. Check it out because it's a lovely video. It's really well filmed. Some really good words on it as well from Richard, and it just encompasses everything, you know, Lord's Taverners and Super Ones and what we're trying to raise money for. That's scrolling down the bottom there. Go to our Just Giving page and give as generously as you possibly can. Search the Masked Cricketer. Merv, what else is going on Tavs wise at the moment?
Well, it's obviously very challenging that we can't get out like we normally would do with all our events. But the good news is that table cricket, Super Ones, and wickets. Sorry, I said wickets as well. Sorry, are coming back. But you know, everything can change so quickly depending on on what the government are doing. But really, ultimately, it's great to see the kids are out there actually having some fun, and that's why we're all involved. So yeah,
absolutely, and it's so inspiring, isn't it, to see the thing that resonates with me is the smiles on faces, Mervyn. It's just it's not just the fact that, you know, they're having a lot of fun with the coaches, but they're having a lot of fun throughout the whole day. The smile on Crew's face in the video, and the little lad runs up and down like quicker than I've even seen Daryl move, even when he was young and fit. So it's just great to see, and the Tavs are going strong. And obviously, you haven't had an awful lot of sort of outdoor events this year, but we have, of course, got to plug it out, haven't we, Daryl? We've got the 31st of May next year at a certain cricket club that Daryl's probably going to flash up any minute. When we have our there it is, yeah, had to happen. 31st of May, Merv, we've got our second game against the Lord's Taverners at Oxford Downs. Got a couple of star names that have committed to us already. So Charlotte Edwards and Ryan Sidebottom are going to be in the side. That may mean that Daryl and me might have to drop out. Well, maybe Daryl, because he's obviously blocked it. But looking forward to that already. It's it'll come around really quickly next season, and hopefully we'll be in a better position COVID-wise and have a bigger crowd.
Absolutely, I'm sure we'll bring a lot of faces there, well-known faces. Sorry, like you, me, and the three of us. Yeah,
three stooges here.
three stooges. Yeah, to actually encourage people to come along and support. But I mean, I really appreciate what you're all doing. It's fantastic, absolutely amazing, and I've enjoyed the Mars Cricketer more than I can possibly say in a few words. So well done.
It's been an absolute blast, hasn't it? Some of the names we've had on through your help and through just by sort of approaching people and asking and something that Ryan said last week,
and I'll keep nerdling as well. So
yeah, and something that Ryan said last week, which again really resonated, is cricketers are generally speaking so laid back and they're so happy to help and do anything that's good for a good cause. And we've had, we're so grateful to everybody that's come on. And we've had this is our 20th episode tomorrow, Mervyn. It's unbelievable. We've been going for 20 weeks.
It's shocking, isn't it?
Absolutely shocking.
Because you just
we haven't got any better. We're still
together, do you?
We do throw it together. We haven't improved, Harold. We're just as bad now as we were on day one.
Well, it was the knockback from Daggers and Henry Moran, wasn't it? Who said, "Well, yeah, don't give up your day job, basically, and carry on what you normally do."
The silence was deafening, wasn't it?
Well, if it's coming from Daggers, that's actually a compliment, because he definitely does throw it together.
No, it's been brilliant, and we've had some great people on. But to have done 20 is just I can't believe it, really, and it's still going. They haven't kicked us off yet.
No.
Really.
And we haven't had any messages from anybody saying, "For God's sake, stop doing this. It's ruining my night." So that's good. So we're going to carry on. And as I said last week, Darryl, there's every chance of a third series, isn't there?
Every chance. If they can't lock us away and throw away the key, then we'll be back in the new year as well. But
I think it'd be a travesty if they did. So
just in that message from Matt Luxford, Kieran K-Dog coming off his long run. Have you ever seen me run anywhere ever?
Not really. No.
Kieran's never run.
It'd be funny, though, wouldn't it? Actually, seeing him bound in with that action.
I might try that next year. I might come off the long run now that Matt said that. I might bowl my little away duckers, my little in swingers. So if I'm
away
a good game.
What's an away ducker?
It's an away ducker. It's a little away.
No, they're in duckers.
Yeah, but I do away duckers because I'm weird.
I don't know. Yeah, somebody's actually put exactly right, like a frog in a blender.
Matt Luxford again. He's always doing that. So there you go. Look, Darryl, we've got somebody watching us from the United Arab Emirates from Dubai. How good is that?
It's amazing, isn't it? I do like that, Paul Fowler. Yeah, Elder. I remember watching that.
Class. I love that so much.
You're definitely showing your age, yeah, but I remember it as well. So really annoying. But there we go. Is there anything on the cards for the Tabs going forwards in the next couple of months, Merv? Any sort of news, thoughts of what's happening?
It's a very challenging time, like for any business, stroke charity, etc. Particularly in we're all so much under the thumb, as it were, of the regulations in terms of helping the kids. But you know, ultimately we cannot perform as we normally would in terms of putting on our Christmas events, etc. Which nothing's going to happen, and gosh, we don't know when we can do them for in next year. But we're planning to, you know, just keep going and doing what we can, and having to do things differently. Maybe lots of smaller events rather than bigger events because numbers are restricted. So you know, it is really challenging. Because ultimately, you know, we need money to put into the pot, as it were, to support the children.
Absolutely, keeping it going. And variety is the spice of life, Mervyn, as well. So we have had to adapt. Everybody's had to adapt and change this year. But I think it's making us all grow stronger, isn't it? It's giving us more resolve.
Yeah,
and it's not very often I'm sensible and serious, but actually it is giving us more resolve. It's making us think of different ways of approaching what we all do and what we all love. And when this is behind us, which I'm sure it will be, we'll have a blooming good blowout. I think we'll have a good celebration, and I think that'll be a great day.
Absolutely, quite wise words. You know,
I think the great thing at the moment is I know that disability cricket, certainly in Oxfordshire, is continuing indoors from November. So really good news.
Well,
just happened. So that's brilliant news that's going to continue. Hopefully, you know, for as long as it can do. And hopefully,
indeed, those things, as it, you know, I know you keep saying it just doesn't happen, but these things are planned, and they do happen because they're planned. And there's a lot of work that goes in the background, which is obviously totally invisible, but ultimately to get the kids in, you know, in that forum where they can actually perform and enjoy themselves, most importantly, but also, you know, just be together and it's all life skills as well. You know, it's not. Well, cricket to me has always been about life. You know, it's a great life person builder, but it's for these young children and young people that are not so blessed. You know, it's a lifeline. Just to get them out and doing something is really, really important.
I think from the video, actually, Merv, I forgot to mention it, but the interaction with the parents as well.
Yeah.
From the coaches is a massive. Well, it's important, but it's, you know, hearing Noah's mum on there talking about that was brilliant. You know, that's part and parcel of it, isn't it? It really is.
Absolutely. You know, it's far-reaching in terms of, you know, family being as well, because it does help the parents, you know, knowing that their children are doing something positive. And it must make them feel so better, and it does, you know. So it's again, the game is the glue. It's all the things that are around it that are really, really important.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. We're going to wrap up, I think, in a moment, Merv. But thank you for your time and taking the time to come out and come on our little promo. We're trying to do a little guest each week on here just to spice it up a little bit. So thank you for joining us this evening.
Could have an Oxfordshire legend on our promo next week, potentially. Maybe. Who knows?
Possibly.
I'm glad you're trying to wrap this up, Daryl, because my battery's running out. So that's always good. So I just wanted to say...
Is that your pacemaker?
Yeah, no, it's just that I've got a cheap phone. I don't, as you know, I don't spend money. So although I do spend money on, I have donated to the charity. So there you go. I do spend.
You still never bought me a pint though.
Well, next year, I promise I'll bring my wallet with me and I'll buy you a Guinness. And I say that all the time. Don't believe it.
You've said that so many times. Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about. He's like the Duracell bunny. It never stops.
Anyway,
good analogy.
Mars Cricketers donate. I can do it now. Look, there you go, down there. So if you could please donate to the Just Giving page, Mars Cricketer, that would be absolutely fantastic. And the final thing from me, Daryl, and I'm going to hand over to you to close. This is absolutely the final thing. anybody watching tonight or anybody watching the promo back tomorrow on Tuesday, please share this with your friends and get them to join us tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock, because we're trying to spread the word. We managed to spread the word last week to the IPL and the subcontinent, and Harsha Bogle retweeted our cricket show from last week, and that was unbelievable. We had a retweet from Harsha Bogle. It's one of the best commentators in India, and that tweet reached something like 100,000 people. So we are trying to spread the word. We are trying to raise awareness of what the fantastic Lord's Taverners do. If we can raise money along the way, all the better. As Merv has said lots of times, it's not all about the fundraising, but obviously it is key. And we just want to continue to raise awareness, and we are having an absolute blast. Mervyn, just from me, once again, thank you so much for your support. I promise I'll buy you a drink next year. I won't buy Daryl one, but I will buy you one. So I'm going to hand back to you now, Daryl. That's me done for the day. I'm going to shut up, and I'll let you.
What? You're going to shut up? I can't believe that. That's a first. That's a first for the last cricketer.
He hasn't finished yet.
He hasn't finished yet. It's another first. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. No, stop it. Thank you for tuning in to our silly promo, but thanks again to Mervyn for joining us from the Lord's Taverners, giving us a little bit of insight there, which is great to hear. There is another first tomorrow. I will be making myself even more of a fool, but you'll have to tune in to see what that is. I'm going to keep it out there. I'm not going to give you too much away, but yes, I'm going to be fairly silly again at the start of tomorrow's program. So tune in just for the lulz on that. It's your chance, of course, to hashtag Ask the Mask. We do want to get that out there. It is trying to trend. We're trying to get that trending. It's not quite happening, but if we can get that out there as much as possible, that would be brilliant. But please join us. Don't forget, it's 7 o'clock tomorrow night, Facebook Live and YouTube channel. And we'll see you there. Good night for now.
Bye-bye.